What's up, Limitless Northers? I am Makai Block, and I am your guide to success and wealth on the path of entrepreneurship for all of you young entrepreneurs out there. And I want to walk you through my morning routine that helps me be successful every single day, to crush my goals, to accomplish my dreams, and to take action and make money every single day and not leave money on the table. Now, I've done a handful of videos going around my morning routine and creating success in my day, but I want to give you a quick update because I've changed a couple things around lately in my morning routine because of necessities in my life and things that I'm seeing needs for. And so I want to walk you through this new version of my morning habits and morning routines, and just get you into a place where you understand where I'm coming from and maybe see some things that you can implement in your life to create a better morning, thus creating a better day. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that a successful life is nothing more than a string of successful days consecutively put together. And so if you can take care of today and ensure that today will be a success, you can ensure that you have a successful life. So I want you to put emphasis on every single day of your life. How do you make today the most successful day that it can be? And how do you define that success? How do you understand what it means to have a successful day today? You need to define this stuff for yourself, and you need to set yourself up so you can actually accomplish what it is that you need to accomplish to push your life forward, to move your dreams and goals forward, to have more value, to add more value, and to give more of yourself. There's a couple things I want to talk about in this video. First part of it, obviously, if you're on this channel, you're interested in making more money, increasing your life, increasing your status, doing better with what you have, and increasing what you have. Jim Rohn said it best, that you can become more than you currently are, and you can have more than you currently have because you can be more than you currently are right now. Let me say that again. You can have more than you currently have across the entire spectrum because you can become more than you currently are. And as we seek to improve ourselves and develop ourselves and learn more and give more and grow, we can change what we're having. We can change our external circumstances when we change our internal circumstances. And so let's talk about money really quick. How is money made? Money is made by the value that we add to the marketplace. Now, that's a fairly cliche thing to say at this point in time. We've probably all heard that numerous times, but do you understand it? Do you understand the value that you are bringing to the marketplace? And do you understand how to increase that value so that you can get paid more? Chances are, as an entrepreneur, you are leaving money on the table across the board. And so I want you to be aware of where you make your money, how you make your money, why you make your money. And at the start of every single day, I want you to ask yourself, who has my money today? And what am I going to do? How do I make my money? Where do I make my money? Why do I make my money? And how do I improve those things today so that every single day I'm making more money, I'm pushing deeper into the value that I give and offer and add, and therefore I make more money and I don't leave money on the table. I understand where it's made so that I can search all those places every single day and take every opportunity that's there. I understand how it's made so that I can give more of the how. And I understand why I'm making it so that I can impact more in those areas, add more, and thus get more. So my morning routines now start with that. It starts with me always searching, how am I going to make my money today? Who has my money? Why am I making money? Where am I making money? And how do I make that money? And when I assess those opportunities on the table, I want to make sure I don't ever leave money on the table. But let me walk you through my step-by-step morning routine. And just keep that in mind, that right now is where I'm at. I'm in that ability and mode of creating wealth and not leaving money laying around, taking advantage of every opportunity so that I can propel my life forward to a better place as an entrepreneur. And I challenge you to do the same thing. But all of us have different places that we're at in life. Some of us just need to wake up early. Some of us just need to change the way that we structure our day and we'll feel successful. Some of us need to make $1 million to feel successful. Some of us need to have more impact and more freedom and more ability to be present to feel successful. And so wherever you're at, if it's not in the money stage yet, I want to walk you through my morning routine and show you how you can optimize every single day to achieve real success for you. So my day starts out, I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning, and the reason for this is I believe that getting up early is such a benefit. Having a couple hours of your day before the day actually starts, before everybody starts putting pressures on you, before they start calling you, before you start answering your emails, before you have other things that people need from you. You want to have some time to yourself. You want to give time to yourself first thing every morning. Now, I'm a Christian and I believe that my relationship with God is first and foremost the most important thing in my life. And so obviously I want to give God the first fruits of everything that I do. So I want to give him the first part of my day. But along those lines comes giving the first part of my day to me, because that is part of what it looks like to have my day devoted to me, is devoting time to God. So let me just walk you through that. I wake up at 5 a.m. every single day. I used to be a night owl. I used to stay up super late till 3 or 4 in the morning every day because I thought that was my time in the world to get my work done. While the world was asleep, it was peaceful and I could just zone in and get work done. But I would wake up so tired, no matter how much sleep I got, whether I got 8 hours or 10 hours or 6 hours, I would be so tired. And it would take me 4 or 5 hours just to get into the mode of being productive even. And so that vicious cycle continued. I'd wake up at some time, I'd take 5 hours to get moving and motivated and into the zone, and then I'd work until 3 or 4 at night. And then I'd do the same thing over again. I was always tired, always groggy. And I decided one day to change that. And I started waking up at 5 a.m. every single morning, and it changed everything for me. And so I challenge you as a young entrepreneur, start a better habit. Learn from millionaires, learn from billionaires, learn from people that have implemented habits in their life and created success around and because of those habits. You know, successful people move from success to success to success because they have successful habits that allow them to do that. Unsuccessful people get stuck in these ruts that never allow them to move forward, never allow them to take massive action, never allow them to view their lives clearly, and never allow them to do what they need to do to change where they need to change. And so they get stuck in this place of lack and disparity and frustration. And I was there. And I worked hard and I was diligent, but I never made great progress. And so I changed that and I started waking up at 5 a.m. every day. And it allowed me to have this ability to be proactive instead of reactive. See, most people wake up half an hour before work and they have no time for themselves. They wake up, they jump in the shower, they eat some food, and they run out the door. And they have no time to think or process or set themselves up for a successful day. And the second they're out the door, they're checking their email, they're answering phone calls, they're responding to things, they're sitting in traffic frustrated. There's no time to process, and then they get to work and there's no time to settle in. They immediately have work that they have to get started on. And then some emergency comes and something urgent happens and people are calling them and people are emailing them. There's all these demands on their time and they never get on top of it. And sure, they have a to-do list and they're trying their hardest to get through that to-do list, but they don't because things keep coming up that are pulling their time and their attention. Does that sound familiar? Because it certainly did to me, and I changed all that and it made all the difference in the world. Now I go through my day proactive instead of reactive. So I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning. The first thing I do is I get out of bed and I stretch for 20 minutes and I have some water sitting there. It's so important to replenish your body with water and give yourself that ability to just cleanse and recharge and get going. And so I stretch, and while I'm stretching, I'm thinking about my day and I'm praying and I'm putting my mind right. I'm thinking about things that I'm grateful for, that I'm excited about for today. And this is typically a fairly slow and just low intensity process for me. I'm just stretching and kind of waking up in the morning. And then the next thing I do is I immediately get dressed and go to the gym. Just immediately out the door so that there's no excuses for me not to go. Fitness is so important to me, but it should be to you as well. Not that you have to be huge, not that you have to be incredibly fit, but you need to be healthy and you need to get your body moving. You know, there's a physical law that a body in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an outside force, and a body at rest will remain at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. Now, I know that's not the exact same thing, but those principles tend to apply across the spectrum. So when you get your body moving, when you're pushing, when you're running, when you're getting your blood going, you're starting yourself out to be active all day long. But if I wake up and I just go sit in my chair and sit down on my emails and I get going, I'm sluggish the entire day. No, I want to get my body active. I want to put myself in a peak state of performance because that also carries across the spectrum. So I am there, I'm lifting weights, I'm pumping iron at the gym, I'm getting my body ready for the day so that I can be disciplined and face challenges and overcome obstacles and push. That's so important. And so I run to the gym and it's about 3/4 of a mile. So while I'm running, I'm praying and I'm thinking and I'm talking to God and I'm setting up my heart and my mind for a day. I'm asking for my needs. I'm thinking about people. I'm thinking about how I can be a better person and have more integrity and have more character. Thinking about people that I love and respect and care about, and I'm praying for them. And that's so important to me to just have that time with God. And then I get to the gym and I devote about 45 minutes of straight workout time. And I go through this whole routine at the gym, and then I run back. And while I'm running back, again, I'm thinking about my day. What are my goals for today? What am I trying to accomplish? Just getting my perspective ready so that I can get this day and meet it head on and just crush it. And so as soon as I get back to the house, I typically have a protein shake, a light breakfast, and what I'll do is I'll sit down and I will read for 20 minutes. I have a variety of different books that I'm reading through. Most of them deal with personal development, business, success, wealth creation, investing, business, all of this stuff, things that are important to me that are going to push me forward on my path to success. And so I think it's so important to read for 20 minutes every single morning in a field that you're interested in that's going to push your life forward. And so I do that consistently every day. And then I go through my Bible and I do a devotion again for about another 20 minutes, because again, that is the most important part of my life, is having a relationship with Jesus and understanding His needs in my life, His wants in my life, His direction for my life, because I can have all these plans and goals and set things that I want to make happen, but I can totally miss the big picture of the impact I'm supposed to have, of the love I'm supposed to give, of the abilities that I have within myself. You see, we all tell ourselves different stories, and we may be on top of it. I've been in personal development and success and a business owner for 15 years, right? And so I feel pretty good about myself a lot of times, but the story that I'm telling myself is such a minuscule version of who I truly can be, of who I was created to be, of what my potential is. And even if I'm at the top of my game and telling myself a great story about who I am and what I'm capable of accomplishing, I have limitless potential within me. And I can only see that much of the picture. And so I want to go to God, the one who made me, to ask Him, what is my identity? What did you make me for? What strengths did you give me? Where is the lack in my life? Where is the need in my life? Where are my strengths? Where is my potential? What else do you have for me? What do you want me to do with my life? Who do you want me to impact? Because I can be selfish, and I can also be down on myself, and I can totally miss the picture. Or I can just be focused on my own success, my own wealth. And God doesn't want that, right? He created us relationally to impact people, to show His love. And so there's a few things in there. Let me just recap. One is the story that I tell myself. I want His story for my life, not my own story. Whether it's a bad story or a good story, right? And I want to impact people, and I want to have the maximum impact and add the maximum value that I can add. And if I don't go to Him, then I'm missing a huge part of the picture. And so I have a 20-minute devotion time where I typically journal and think through and pray and just, again, set my mind right for what's important to me. And then the very next thing that I do is I sit down with my journal and I write out my to-dos for the day. And I have a whole list of things that I'm supposed to get done, right? I'm a very motivated, ambitious person, and I have 30 things that I can write down in a day that I want to get to. But I know after so many years of doing this, I'm never going to accomplish everything on that list, even if I'm incredible at time management. And so this is where this personal development and strategy and habits come into play, as I understand the most effective time management strategies. And one of those that I want to share with you is called Eat That Frog, and it's from Brian Tracy, and he says that if you had one thing to do every day, and it was to eat a frog first thing in the morning, and it was the nastiest frog, this is like your priority. If you got that out of the way right away first thing in the day and you ate that frog, that would be the hardest thing you had to do every single day. And you could just go past that and get the rest of your stuff done. But if you're always dreading that task that you have to get to, you'll never get to it. And so he says, identify your biggest priority that will move your life forward the most, that will give you the greatest return for the effort that you put into it. Identify that task. That is your ugliest, biggest frog. And you need to eat that first. You need to get that done first. So I identify my priorities out of that to-do list. I maybe have 3 or 4 priorities that if I got those done today, today would be a successful day for me. I would make money, I would move my business forward, I would move my life forward. There's great goals that I can accomplish, and then there's time wasters. Yes, they're important. Yes, they need to happen, but they do not do anything to propel my life forward. They just maintain. And so you want to identify your projections, your trajectory, your priorities that are going to give you the greatest advance in your life if you get them done. And then you want to identify the things that are just maintainers. That, yeah, they need to get done and they're important, but they don't move you forward. They just kind of keep you moving ahead, right? So identify your top 2 or 3. And then once I have that whole to-do list ready, what I do is I sit down and I get to work on them. I identify my main priority and I start on that and I work on it uninterrupted until I get it done. Now, if it's a multi-day thing, then I also just break it down into smallest steps and say, what do I need to accomplish out of this today? Because I know tomorrow I'll work on it, and I'll work on it the next day, and the next day, and the next day until it's done. So today, what part of that do I need to accomplish? And I typically want it to take about an hour to 2 hours max, right? You don't want to just start on a 5-hour project for the day because you're never going to work on it uninterrupted for the entire day. So I break my priorities down to their most important ones and then their most important parts for today, and then I'd start on that uninterrupted for at least half an hour. Just getting myself going. And I don't want there to be any downtime in this, right? Immediately after identifying my to-do list and my priorities, I want to take action and get started and start going on that instantly. Because that, again, keeps my body in motion. And after about a half an hour, I want to get up and I want to stretch and I want to walk around. I want to drink some more water and maybe grab a snack and just make sure my body is being taken care of. And then think. I want to think through my day and then reassess and go right back into that task until it's done. Now, what do we do with the interruptions, with the urgencies? People are calling us. People are emailing us. I don't even check my email until I've started on my most important task. Once I've begun that work, I know that it's going to be so much easier for me to stay on that work. Even if I get interrupted, I'll come right back to it. It's so much harder to start than to stay going. And so I want to start while I have all this momentum. And then once I'm going, if I get interrupted, it's fine. I'll come right back to it. But most of us make the mistake of never getting started. We set our to-dos, but we don't actually take any action on it. We go check our email, we answer phone calls, we get interrupted, and we never get to that to-do list. So the key is to start taking action immediately on it. And as you move forward, yeah, there will be interruptions. People will call you and need you and pull for your time. But this is the way that I handle that, is if it's urgent or important, I'll handle it. I'll answer the phone, I'll answer the email, and I'll handle it right then if it's necessary. But as soon as I'm done with that, I know exactly what I'm getting back to. And that is being proactive. Being reactive is saying, I want to get to my priorities, but I have all this stuff to handle, and so I better go here, and then I better go there, and then I better go there, and then maybe I'll get back to my priority. Oh, no, something pulled me over here. But no, this is different. This is me saying, this is my priority. This is what I need to accomplish for today, and I'm working on it, and I get pulled away. Okay, great. What do you need? I'll handle that right now, or I'll handle that later today. And as soon as I handle that, there's an urgency to get that done for me and get back to my priority. So it's as quick as possible, as brief and direct as possible, and then right back to my priority, because this is what defines my successful day. Okay, so I want to encourage you to get in that mindset and that mind frame of being proactive instead of reactive. And I think the only way you can do that is if you devote a couple of hours at the beginning of each day to yourself, setting yourself up for success, getting physical, getting your blood pumping, reading, getting intellectual, getting emotional, and in touch with your spiritual side, your emotional side, your physical side, right? Thinking, having time to plan and prep for your day and understand what it's supposed to be about. And that sets you up as a disciplined, structured, excited, motivated person. Whereas if you just get going on your day and you have no idea what's driving you, have no idea what your end goal is, you'll get pulled all over the place and you'll never accomplish anything. They call that first hour of the morning the golden hour. Typically between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. is what most successful people call the golden hour, because they get up at 5 a.m. and they devote that hour to themselves. Me, I like to devote at least 2 hours to myself because I go to the gym first and then I come back and I have that reading time and that goal setting time. And once I get started on my work, I'm like a machine because I know where I'm headed. I know what I'm trying to accomplish. And I just handle every urgency and emergency as it comes up, but I don't worry about them. I get right back to my priority. And if somebody wants something from me, but it's not urgent, it's not as important as my success. It is not as important as the money that I'm going to make, the way that I'm going to push my life forward, the way that I'm going to accomplish my goals. So if it doesn't need to happen and it's not as important as what I'm focusing on, don't even bother me with it. Leave it on my desk for later. I'll get to it when I have time for it. But guess what? I have a million things I don't have time for. I have a million priorities of my own that I can't get to. A million to-dos. So put it in the pile and I'll get to it when it's necessary, when it becomes urgent, when it is needed. But right now the urgency is on getting my success for today. Does that make sense? So that's typically how I structure my morning as I go through these things. Now, a couple of things that I didn't mention that I'm doing now is I have this self-identity challenge where I have 11 phrases that I repeat to myself that just inspire me to be the person that I want to be. And what I will do is I'll take time in the morning after the gym, typically after reading and after I do my devotion. I'll go to the mirror and I'll look in the mirror and I'll be speaking to myself deep down in my soul, and I'll read and recite these 11 phrases that just paint a picture of myself, of who I want to be, the kind of man that I want to be, the integrity I want to have, the success that I want to experience and encounter. A lot of it has to do with the goals that I'm pursuing and just my ability and capability to accomplish those, to be better, to have more charisma, to have more confidence. And they're just helping shape my self-identity in a way that it makes me the person that I want to be. It helps me step up from these places of lack and need and low confidence in my life to being full, to being excited, to being motivated, to being confident and having charisma and knowing that I'm better than what I currently may think I am. And that's again where I said the stories we tell ourselves are so important. And so you want to tell yourself a good story every morning about who you are, about what you're capable of, about what you believe about yourself. Your limiting beliefs will kill you, and your comfort zone will kill you. And so these phrases stretch my comfort zone, and they do away with my limiting beliefs, and they tell me that I'm able, they tell me that I'm capable, they help me step up and experience my ability as a successful man, as a godly man, as a loving person, as someone with high impact and high status. And so I'll go through and I'll recite this self-identity challenge to myself. And a lot of that also has to do with making money. What are my money goals? I have to recite my goals so that I know what I'm trying to accomplish today. But I have to look at today in the scope of my life. What are my big goals that I'm trying to create with my life? Because if I don't see those every day and I'm just working on things for today, how do I know that I'm pointing in the direction that I want to go? And so I also recite my big goals for my life. I have a list of about 100 goals that I want to see happen in my life. Some are fun, some are exciting, some are adventurous, some are personal about who I want to be and what I want to accomplish. Some are financial, some are spiritual, some are physical and mental. And so I recite some of those and I just put my sights on where I'm trying to go with my life. And that way, as I work through my day, I have that vision for who I am, who I want to be, what I'm trying to accomplish, what I want my life to look like. And I work with all things in that vision so that as I'm moving through my day, I have the needle pointed in the right direction. I have that arrow going right where I want it to go, towards that target that I've envisioned. So let me just wrap this video up by talking really quick about goals. How is it that you create your dreams into goals? See, most people go through life dreamers and wanters and wishers. Let me ask you this. Do you ever just sit back and hope that life gets better? Do you ever just wish, like, I wish my life was better. I wish this thing would change. When am I going to get money? When am I going to have a relationship? When am I going to experience something better with my life? All of us do that. It's putting ourselves in this place of dreaming and wanting and wishing. We all have big dreams for our life, but do we ever go after them the way we should? You need to start doing that. You need to take your wants and your wishes and your dreams and turn them into reality. Turn them into things that you're actually pursuing. And that is the biggest thing I can leave on you as an entrepreneur, is learn how to set goals. Learn how to take your dreams and turn them into goals, achievable goals. And move from being a wanter and a wisher and someone who just hopes to someone who does, who takes action, who knows where they're going and knows how to accomplish those dreams, those goals, those wants, those wishes. And so goal setting is so huge, and you need to learn the appropriate ways to set goals. And I have a whole variety of videos that I talk about how to set goals, how I set goals as an entrepreneur, and how those change things for me. but learning how to take your dreams and turn them into goals, and then having this overall definition for what you want to accomplish and breaking it down into the smallest possible steps so that each day you can take action on that. You can move towards that goal. And eventually, if you're doing that consistently, you will accomplish every goal that you set for yourself. There is nothing holding you back from the life that you want and the goals that you have for yourself, except for your limiting beliefs. Napoleon Bonaparte said, "The objective is everything. The obstacle must give way." How impactful could that be for your life if you viewed your life that way? The objective is everything. The obstacle must give way. I will not let anything stand in my way. I will not let my beliefs stand in my way, my limiting beliefs. I will not let my doubt stand in my way. I will not let an obstacle stand in my way. The objective is everything for me, and I will see it attained. Every day I take steps towards my goals, and I know what my goals are. They're very clearly defined. And yeah, there's some tips and strategies and tricks on how to set your goals so that you can achieve them better, so that you can stay more motivated on them. But the ultimate thing is that you define your goals for yourself and you walk towards them consistently, daily. And that's why it's so important that I recite those 100 goals for myself every day. Not that I'm doing that every single day, but I am looking at that overall vision every day. And therefore, when I write out my to-do lists, it helps me identify which of those is the biggest priority that's going to move me towards my goals and dreams. And then how do I take action on those consistently? Because again, a successful life is nothing more than consecutive successful days strung together. So if I make today a successful day, and I worry about making tomorrow a successful tomorrow when it's time, and the next day, a successful life will take care of itself. But you have to know what it means to have a successful life. You have to define that for yourself, and you have to move towards that every single day. And one of the best ways you can do that is by having a morning routine and a habit that you go through. You see, we're always living unconsciously and subconsciously, and we're doing these things we don't even know that we're doing. We don't know why we're doing them. We just have these programmed habits in ourselves. And it's when you get serious and decide to change those habits and orient them towards something successful, towards something that's going to give you success, towards something that's going to take all of your dreams and your goals and your steps and automatically put those into place so that you're working on them every day. When you change your habits, you'll change your life. And that's one of my biggest things that I want to teach you is how to change your habits so that you can change your life. How to set up millionaire success habits in your life so that you can begin to move from success to success to success, not out of effort, but out of automatic, this is how I live my life. This is what I do. These are the things that I put into practice every day. And those things help me achieve, help me accomplish, help me become a high earner, high value, high achieving entrepreneur every day. And it's an automatic thing. I don't even have to think about it because this is the structure that I do with my life. But it's hard. When you first start to change your habits, it's tough. It's tough. Everything we do is a habit. And so you have to consciously think about what you want your life to look like and what is going to help you get there. And then you have to implement that over and over and over and over again. And they say that it takes anywhere between 30 to 60 consecutive days of doing something for it to become an automatic habit. And if you would do that, and if you do these things that are important to you and make them happen consistently over time, they will become habits that will serve you the rest of your life. And so I challenge you to set for yourself a good morning routine, a good morning ritual that will change your life and set you up for a successful day. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Love to get to know you guys. I'm Makai Block with Limitless North. I'm here to be your guide through success and wealth as an entrepreneur, and I will see you on the next one. Hi, I'm Makai Block. Welcome to Limitless North TV. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You might ask yourself, why should I? Every week, I'll be developing and delivering quality videos focused on helping you become a high-value, high-achieving entrepreneur, to earn more and increase your income, to build and grow your wealth, and to make insightful and impactful changes to the way that you live your life and run your businesses. You will be challenged. You will be inspired. I will motivate you to hit that next level in your life, to overcome your obstacles, and to quit struggling through your mediocrity. But most importantly, I'll be developing and delivering strategies and ideas, tips, tricks, habits, and tools that you can begin implementing in your life today to see the success and the change that you've been hoping for. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss a single episode, and I will see you on the next one. I guarantee you, and I promise you, that you won't regret it. Welcome to Limitless North.